right, hi everybody, Jim DePalma from Wales Darby in our Islandia Training Center. I'm standing in front of the NTI GF150. This is a combination space heating with a hydronic coil, domestic hot water, and the option of putting 3 tons of cooling on top of this unit. Great application for this unit would be a multifamily situation where generally you'd have a very small mechanical room where you have to get a washer, dryer, and a water heater in. And then maybe on the other side of that apartment, they have another closet which has the air handler in it. We can put it right next to the washer and dryer. I take up the same space as a water heater, and now I include space heating, domestic hot water, and cooling, leaving the other square footage in that available apartment now open for use. So consider the NTI GF150 for those type of applications. If you're looking for more information and training on this, because it's live fire, please hit our QR code and contact us. Thank you.
Hi everyone, John Resso, Rick Coster here. We're in Wells Darby's Training Center in Long Island. Here to my left is a GF150. This has replaced the GF200. The GF200 used to have a different heat generating plant on it, but we still had the hydronic coil and some capabilities for hot water. What they do different here, Rick?
On the heating side, it's pretty cool. It's pretty unique because we have a hydro coil in here that'll do 80,000 heating. But down here we have some central heating, basically adapters here. We could run a baseboard loop or a radiant loop or even another hydronic coil somewhere in an attic up to 40,000 BTU.
So if this was in the house and somebody decided they're putting an addition on, yep, they wouldn't have to go out and purchase a whole nother heating cooling system, so to speak. They could just tie into a central heating zone right off the bottom of this unit. And one neat feature I like is being in the field of service guy, you got an outlet on both sides. So no matter which side's easier to get to, you can always plug in your cord and put some light on the subject.
Analyzer, plug in a condensate pump, being that it is high efficiency.
Yep.
You can have a pump somewhere, or maybe if you need it, you have an outlet right there. Cool.
Standard outdoor sensor?
Comes with the outdoor sensor. If you connect the system to Wi-Fi, the homeowner's Wi-Fi, then we don't need the sensor. It'll work off the weather. Pretty cool. We also have on the side here, it's basically a freeze protection, right? So we have a supply plenum sensor in there that monitors the oil temp. If it gets too cold in there, it will basically turn off your Y and won't get that oil in there.
Right. So you kind of blew over that this control has Wi-Fi built in, which is, pretty good in itself. Kind of lets a homeowner know when it needs to be serviced, no different than an automobile does. So this is a live fire piece of equipment. Rick, thanks. You guys want more information on this? There'll be a QR code after this video. You can scan the QR code, link right to us. Tell us you want to know more about the GF150. We'd be happy to get this live fire unit out in front of you. Thank you.
Hi everybody, Jim DePalma and Rick Coster standing in front of our NTI live fire training cart. This is our FTVN fire tube boiler and the S20 indirect. Rick, you've got a special setup here. You've got a tablet. Tell me how you use this in your training.
So being able to roll this out and be completely live fire, right? So we don't need much to get this thing going, a little propane and we're rocking. But basically what we're out doing is just teaching best piping practices, and like you said, using the FTVN. We're actually using the 85 model now, right? So try to go as small as we could, weight reasons, right? But we're using the NTI piping kits. So this is the System Plus kit, which joins the S20 with the FTVN. So it takes a lot of guesswork out of your piping. So it covers your primary, secondary, has your DHW, comes with the mix valve and all of that. So it's all one complete kit that makes installation a lot easier. We're also using, the tablet we're utilizing really to show everybody how the NTI net works, right? So that's the ability to monitor your boilers, your installations for maintenance reasons, error reporting, stuff like that, but also to program your boilers. So anything you can do right here at the local control, we can do right here on a tablet or a computer. Right?
So that NTI net also helps the contractor he's got it set up and he's got a service agreement, especially set up with his homeowner.
Yep.
It'll give him direct alerts to let him know, hey, we've got an issue.
Absolutely.
And there's a good opportunity he could fix it via the
Absolutely.
internet.
Yep. Yep.
Doesn't even have to physically go there.
Yeah,
Correct?
soft problems, temperature issues, stuff like that can be done right from the dashboard anywhere in the world, as long as you have, internet or a computer open. Yep.
Right.
So, and then we monitor not just for maintenance reasons, but also for, possible things that can pop up using AI technology. It's watching everything that goes on within the system.
Right. And the maintenance is a big deal. I mean, that contractor can put in the birthday of that install,
Yeah.
and it'll generate, that reminder, that
Absolutely.
appointment. Hey, it's time to come in and do our annual service on this.
Yeah, it'll do it by date, absolutely, by time frame, annual, maintenance, but it also watches somebody like your exhaust temperature. So if it notices the exhaust temperature is being elevated, it knows there's something going on in the heat exchanger, and it'll generate an error that way as well. So,
Right. So we're also showing off, you see the venting coming off here. This is Centrotherm. This is our polypropylene venting system.
Right.
So there's really two systems here. We've got our boiler system, VHW system, and the venting system.
Correct.
So that's another thing to think about. So when we train on these products, we're training on complete systems, not parts and pieces.
Correct. Yep.
So if you're looking for more information, more detailed training, please scan the QR code, and we'd love to hear from you. Thank you.
Hi guys, Anthony Tassi here, Wales, Darby. I'm standing next to John Resso with our New Jersey constituents over there on our New Jersey side. We are introducing our FTVN with our S20W wall-mounted indirect storage. Really cool features to see where we live here with some recent, I'd say recent, maybe 10, 15 years at this point with Sandy Storm, getting things off the ground, right? So really unique to see indirect storage with some high performances going off the ground and not sitting in your basements.
That's one reason, right, to go with something off the ground. This S20 is really a good performer.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What are we going to get, ballpark for hot water out of this thing driven with that little boiler?
Yeah, with this boiler, I mean, we're equal as to maybe a 50-gallon indirect storage. We do have some limitations, but performance-wise, we are replacing most floor mount 40, 50-gallon indirects.
And I see underneath here, Toss, we got looks like that's a pre-bought manifold system. We got looks like it came with a mix valve. Everything looks like it's a package unit.
Yeah, this S20 will definitely come with its mixing valve included. We do have some piping kits that make your installation as easy as possible. Everything is pre-cut and union, so you can get in and out with your piping, tying in both the boiler, the indirect, your primary, secondary as well. So we do have some kits to offer, and you can see with this display. Again, to mention, it is live fire. It does have a lot to show you in some of the strategies that we want.
Looking underneath here, I don't see a circulator driving this indirect. Why is that?
Yeah, the circulator is on board, and if I kind of just show you this accessibility to, what you can see here is our Takeo ECM, and this is both for your central heating and for your potential domestic water as well.
So I can put thermostat on the wall,
Yes, sir.
take a sensor
That's
or an
right.
aquastat
On
from
board.
here,
Yep, that's true.
and need no additional controls.
That is true. We will be happy to satisfy that tank. We do like the NTI sensor, but if you needed a third party for whatever reason, yeah, we could offer the aquastat approach.
Control Wi-Fi, no Wi-Fi?
We do have some nice built-in features with the NTI net. It is something that comes on most of our NTI offerings. So it is a dashboard approach for as a contractor or service company to see all their installs or any kind of maintenance or troubleshooting error codes that will appear. Check it every morning, get alerts, anniversaries and so forth for maintenance. So it is a nice feature that is on board. Also with that, because we're tying into the Wi-Fi, wireless outdoor temperature sensing is available as well.
So if I'm on a problem job and I have NTI net, if I call NTI, how can they help?
Yeah, that's kind of cool too. They can tap in if you give them permission, certainly get into the control strategy side of your boiler as well.
and help you fix it
Yeah,
right
of
there on the
course,
spot.
absolutely. They have a great, troubleshooting situation up there as far as their onboard people.
Great. Well, this is a live fire piece of equipment. You guys need some additional information, scan the QR code after the video. Please reach out to us. We'd be happy to roll this thing into your shop and run through, the whole package on how this whole thing works. So thank you.
Lot to see. Come check it out.
Hey everyone, John Resso, Wells Darby, standing here with Jim DePalma. We are in our Long Island training center, turned into a studio today. In front of, behind us right here to my right, we got the Compass, NTI Compass boiler with an S20 indirect, live fire piece of equipment, ready to go out and show you guys what this thing is capable of.
So John, this is a floor mounted fire tube boiler with a bunch of big features in it, big advantages.
Yeah, so, we all talk to contractors on a daily basis. I got some guys doing floor mount equipment instead of wall mount. This is still a condensing boiler, still does everything those condensing boilers do. It's a fire tube. We got a lot of fire tube fans out there. But now you just walk in and set this on the floor. On the back side, which you can't see, we can go left or right, and primary, secondary is already built in. Here we got a 20-gallon indirect, S20 indirect. That is already direct piped. You have the ability to direct pipe this right off of the boiler. So there's no controls on this boiler except the boiler control. We're using the ECM circulator inside the boiler. We're accepting our sensor signal from the indirect when it needs hot water. That will prioritize itself, turn on that ECM circulator, circulate the hot water from the boiler to the indirect to make our hot water. When that's satisfied, it'll then switch over to heat mode. So primary, secondary built in, that's a big deal. Direct hot water built in, utilizing the circulator directly off of the boiler, and you just set this thing on the floor and start piping.
Right. So what do you estimate the time saving is based on being able to pipe from either side, and you're bringing this to an existing boiler room?
Right. So again, this is contractor conversation.
Right.
And they're telling me they're saving upwards of a half a day. So normally, if they do a boiler in a day, when they're doing a wall hung condensing, it takes, day and a half, sometimes 2 days. This, mounting it on the floor, having that primary, secondary done, having 3/4 takeoffs ready to go to your indirect and drive that indirect, they're saving approximately 4 hours for a couple guys.
That's tremendous. It's a lot of time.
It's a big deal.
Big deal.
Yeah, big deal.
The control, very simple control, right? It's a easy setup wizard in there, correct?
Yeah, so this is a new version of the control. So this will be the new platform for NTI for their controls. Again, Wi-Fi built in, just like our, if you want to call it an older generation control. I mean, this is like 3 months old. Basically, we just got these in not long ago. So yeah, we got the Wi-Fi built in there. There's a setup wizard. It's much more intuitive. This actually gives you the boiler pressure on the gauge, temperature, firing rates, circulator on, the whole 9 yards, gives you all that information here. 4 buttons and a roll dial. So the control has become super easy. And again, on this live fire piece of equipment, when we fire this up, we converted this to propane. That comes with it. So, we're ready to go here for propane. We just put a little toggle switch on the side to be our thermostat. And that's the heating, which runs down to a little Beacon Morris kick flow heater. So we can drop heat out of this thing as needed. And then we can run cold water through the indirect, delivering hot water out, and run this thing live fire anywhere we need to go.
Fabulous. So as we always do, we always train in a system format. So besides what you're seeing here, hydronically, venting, that's centrotherm, polypropylene venting, that is another system that is part of this, that is very important when you're setting up your boiler systems. What else?
That's good. Additional information, just scan the QR code at the end. We'd be happy to roll this into your shop, or you come to our shop and do a live fire presentation, give you some hands-on. We have some additional boilers. We go through how to maintain them, just get you comfortable with the NTI brand, how to utilize it, go from there. Thank you.
Hey everybody, Jim DePalma and Mr. Rob Clemens here. We're standing in front of our live fire NTI Compass boiler system with the S20W indirect. Rob, we got a lot of cool features here. This is a fire tube boiler that's going to down fire. Circulator inside that's going to feed our indirect. All right. What other advantages do we have with this system?
Yeah, so first and foremost, this is a floor-mounted boiler, so not necessary to mount this on a wall. The biggest advantage to this unit really comes with the built-in primary secondary piping in the back, which is reversible. You can come out of the left-hand side or the right-hand side, and that really aids in cutting a lot of the time off of the job site. Contractors get back to us, they could save upwards of about a half a day just in piping, having the ability to already have that primary secondary built in. So that's probably the biggest feature, as far as industry is concerned.
Simple control. It's got a great startup wizard. It's not like you have to put in different numbers to get to a section, so you can program it. It's just speaking English to you, so you can easily set it up. Is this available as a combi?
Yeah, so we have, there's actually 7 different versions available. We have the standard boiler system from 85, 110, 150, and 199,000 BTUs. And then we have in the combi version, 110, 150, and 199,000 BTUs. And the greatest feature about our heaters as far as the BTU range is concerned is we have a 10-to-1 turn down ratio, which is one of the best in the industry.
Big deal. That's a big
Yes,
deal.
absolutely.
And as always, we say this all the time, we are a systems company. We train in systems. So besides the boiler system here, we do have a venting system, which is very important when it comes to condensing boilers. Here we're showing our Centrotherm venting, which is the best venting you could use for condensing boilers out there today. If you want more information, please scan our QR code. We'd be happy to bring it to your shop, or you guys come to us and get you into in-depth training on this NTI system. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi guys, Anthony Tossi here at Wales Darby in our Islandia facility. We're working with Rick Costin in respect to the NTI training cart we have here to offer you guys. This is a combination of our what we call new Compass. There's a floor mount fire tube boiler. Has a lot to offer. We're going to get into that in a second. Married up, we're paired with our wall mounted S20W indirect storage, stainless steel. Pretty much a package deal. You can see this as a cart and come and do some training, learn everything about what we have in onboard control. We do have this neat feature up to 4 pumps with our switching relay. And then we have some nice accessibility in respect to anything we need to do for maintenance and wiring. So we're really trying to show you the option here and replacing maybe some existing systems with some flexibility, versatility of left side, right side.
Right.
This could be sold as a combi as well. It could be an independent, or it could be married with, of course, ours or anyone else's. And also vice versa. This can be a nice accessory to maybe another by others as far as a boiler goes. So nothing here is set in stone, but just showing you a lot of bells and whistles. Talk about the control here. This is kind of neat.
Well, the control itself, and just the cart itself, just like a lot of the other carts that we've developed, is really showing off best practices when it comes down to piping, venting, right? Control setup stuff, maintenance, and all of that. So whether we're piping this thing, we got flexibility on the left side, right side. You're not kind of stuck to this is where you're married. This is the way we're producing it. Depending on your application, we can kind of fit everything right there. The control, of course, we advanced this, I want to say maybe within the last year now, just making it a lot easier, better interface just for, installation purposes. You get done, you want to get in and out, right? So just fire this thing up, answer a couple questions, and you're on your way, right? So nothing too sophisticated.
Easy to follow options with setup.
Very easy. And just like all of our other controls, it does back itself with the NTI net, which is one of our favorite features. You're able to monitor your boilers from anywhere. Like you said, a little bit of a switching relay here. So kind of everything in one little package, right?
This is going to do our central heating, maybe 1 or 2 additional heat sources, and then also for our domestic.
Correct.
So that's
Correct.
kind of cool. It's right there.
Right.
Easy to wire.
All right.
Floor mount, again, I have to say, I just know of an application where I want to do a replacement, let's just say, and I don't have a wall. And this is a nice feature where you don't have to buy a stand, erect to set it. Hopefully it's
Right.
anchored to where it's going to be. So really neat stuff coming from NTI with these 2 options.
Yeah, we'd love to get this out in front of you guys, kind of show you the maintenance purposes, with a fire tube boiler, and just kind of show you, how we properly pipe boilers and just
Talk about
really
venting as
maintain them.
well.
Yeah, and we're always talking about venting practices. That seems to be
Best
probably
foot forward
yeah,
polypropylene.
when it
We
comes
like
down to maintenance and reliability.
multi-material adapter here. We're going to do this. We're going to do this right in our world with Polypro.
Yeah, we're excited to get this out in front of you guys. If you want more information, you can click the link or scan the QR code, and we'll get this be in touch to set up a training near you. Thank you very much.
QR code. Thanks, guys.